I just had a long, interesting talk with Wendy on Ustream. I recorded it all, and the recording stopped, which it does sometimes, so now I have to do it over. It was a talk that was in the text chat, so I have the text of it. And there were some things that were important, so I showed her how to do overlay. She's new to Ustream. I told her about Ryan Thomas in Hawaii. I talked about my activity on YouTube and MySpace, and I told her about my friend Speedy Sweetheart, who's 22 and has shows about makeup and would be a good friend for Wendy, who seems like she's in her 20s or 30s, I can't tell, and I didn't ask. And I told her how nice Ryan Thomas is. He's very sensitive and interested in history and art. And Ustream is a good way to make friends and socialize. I told her about my wife's terrible diseases of Wegener's granulomatosa and kidney failure and nephrogenic fibrosing neuropathy and Graves' disease. They're all autoimmune diseases. And she takes 20 pills a day. She had 2 hip replacements. But she can walk around, she can shop. And she has sleep apnea. They just gave her a machine to sleep with at night. So she has to sleep with this mask like Darth Vader. And let me just pan down here. There's certain things that I really want to... I talked about Cheryl Lynn, and she's bipolar, and Wendy's bipolar as well. And Wendy played some classical music. We talked about Vivaldi's Four Seasons and Bach's St. Matthew's Passion. And she played some Beethoven. And I said how I had a complete set of Bach's organ works in the 1960s on long playing LP. And we talked about Breaking Benjamin's Diary of Jane, and You Are the Perfect Drug, and Fine Frenzies, Almost Lover, Counting Crows, Accidentally in Love. And I would send Cheryl in these songs to cheer her up. It's hard for her to express her feelings to anyone because she's afraid of being hurt. And my mom used to talk about suicide before she died, and I'd just talk and, accept her and be there for her. I wouldn't judge her. I wouldn't get upset. And a lot of people, if they see something like depression or suicide or some other problem, they run away. Nobody wants to deal with problems. They just want beautiful, healthy, perfect, smart, successful. It's easy to love what is perfect, but it is people with troubles who need love more, or at least friendship. And I said how I like the voice of 5 for fighting, and 100 Years to Live, and Superman. And she mentioned songs of Hanson. She was playing one. And let me see, I talked about my good friend Rich Merritt on MySpace. He calls Cheryl in as well. And then we started talking about politics, and I said, I take a lot of interest these days. I like Obama. My wife did too, but she's a very religious Catholic, and she found out Obama is pro-choice. So now she feels she must vote for pro-life McCain, even though she dislikes everything else about McCain. I like Obama. I'm not Roman Catholic. I like Obama a lot, and I'm sure McCain is a good man. But he's almost portraying himself like some kind of saint war hero. So for me, Obama seems more down to earth. He seems like just a normal brilliant, cosmopolitan, elitist, Harvard graduate human being. I can relate to that. I can't relate to Jesus Christ walking on the water and turning water to wine and being in the White House. Jesus is nice to be up in heaven. He's up on the cross. He's not down on earth in the White House. So that's the way I see it. I did a lot of blogging this week about abortion issues. I think that pro-choice has more to do with individual liberty. I mean, it's up to the individual to choose whether they want to drink, smoke, be promiscuous, etc. So the repeal of prohibition was not sending everyone the message to be alcoholics. It was simply the admission that prohibition did more harm than good. I was a heavy drinker, social drinker all my life. It was fashionable in the 1950s. But 6 months ago I gave it up. I hope I never go back. I used to have 2 or 3 cocktails every night. I could hold it. It wasn't like I fell down drunk, but it's bad for your health. Wendy asked if I went cold turkey. I said I had 3 very painful kidney stone procedures. I was on morphine for 5 days. And you know what? I thought I'd do a long broadcast. I'm going to do this in parts. So this is the end of part 1. And I'll see if the darn thing actually recorded. So I'm going to